Welcome, Kleshka Crew, to my 2022 preseason MLB predictions. We will be talking about standings, playoffs, awards in this video. The season is right around the corner. I am so excited, and let's get started with the AL West, the division of my favorite team, the Angels. I think the team that will be on top is the Houston Astros. Now, they keep losing big pieces year after year. It was George Springer. Then this year, they lost Carlos Correa. They also do not have Zach Greinke, but they still have a good amount of talent with Jose Altuve, Alex Bregman, Justin Verlander will be back this year. So I think they can still be on top of this division, but I would not be shocked if we see them fall. After that, I had the Seattle Mariners. They made a big trade to get Jesse Winker, Andy Eugenio Suarez. They signed Robbie Ray. They've got good pieces on this team now, and they had some already. And last year, they were so close to getting to the playoffs, and I think adding all of these guys might just get them there. Then right after that, I have my team, the Angels. Now, don't get me wrong. We addressed the problem that we have had for many years, but not to the impact I would have liked. We added Noah Syndergaard, which could be great if he can get to his top level, and we revamped our bullpen. Aaron Loop, Archie Bradley, Ryan Tepera. Those are just a few guys off the top of my head. And I do think it is going to help us out. I do think our pitching is going to be better. But like I said, I don't think it got to the level that I wanted it to. If all of our bats can stay healthy, then that is great. We'll have Trout, Ohtani, Rendon. And that is the assumption I'm going to make for all teams in this prediction video, is that everyone will stay healthy all year. I know that's not going to happen, but right now, that's what we're doing. I do think we could swap with the Mariners and be in that second place spot, but from past preseason prediction videos, I always have us in second place being one of the wild cards, and I'm gonna put us in third this year, hoping that I'm wrong and we actually do move up into that second place spot. But I have us in third. In fourth, I have the Rangers. They might have the best middle infield duo now, signing Marcus Semien and Corey Seager. They also added John Gray. I just don't think their pitching is as good as ours. I still think it's just a little bit underneath, and I do think we have better bats in our lineup that will get us a better offense. So that's why I have the Rangers in fourth, and I have the Athletics in fifth. They have basically traded away their entire team, or guys signed to go play somewhere else, and they did not sign anybody. Matt Chapman went to Toronto on a trade. Matt Olson went to Atlanta on a trade, and then they had other guys like Starling Marte signed with another team. They are also still saying that Sean Manaea and Frankie Montas are available for trades. So I don't think we're going to see the Oakland A's have a very good year. Next, the AL Central. In first place, I have the Chicago White Sox. They have one of the better bullpens in baseball. That offense is stacked with young, talented bats like Tim Anderson, Luis Robert, Eloy Jimenez, Jose Abreu, and there's guys that I'm not even naming, that I'm forgetting right now. So they got good pitching, they got good bats, and I think that will secure them a top spot for the AL Central. Right after them, I have the Twins, who signed Carlos Correa, one of the weirdest free agent signings I have seen in my entire life. I don't think their pitching measures up with the White Sox starting or bullpen, and they just refuse to rebuild. I feel like the Twins should have gone into rebuild mode a while ago, but they just don't want to. They signed Carlos Correa. They're going to have Byron Buxton back in their lineup this year, but they did get rid of Donaldson. It's a strange team, but it's a team that I think will finish in second place. Third place, I have the Guardians. They do have one of the best third basemen in baseball, Jose Ramirez, who I have heard is up for trade talks. And they got some good pitching. Shane Bieber, you know, he's one of the top arms. Plesac is a good young arm. They also got Franmil Reyes, a nice, powerful bat. And I think they're just a little bit above who I have for fourth place. That would be the Tigers. They did make moves, getting Javier Baez, Eduardo Rodriguez, who I don't think is like a guy that is going to change your entire rotation, but it's a nice arm to add into that rotation. And I don't think the rest of the bats around Javier Baez are going to be able to get them above the Guardians, in my opinion. So I have them in 4th place. And then I have the Royals in 5th place. I don't see them doing much. AL East, this division just continues to be stacked with power and talent. And I think the leader at the top of this will be the Blue Jays. That infield alone is crazy. You have Vlad Jr., who just came off an MVP caliber season, but Shohei, had to take that, Shohei. Oh yeah, I love that. Then you have Kevin Biggio, if that was still Marcus Semien, that'd be crazy. Then Bo Bichette and Matt Chapman. I don't think Matt Chapman will have a sluggish year like he did the year before, and I think he'll rebound. And with the new team, he'll have this new energy, I believe. And then you have Teoscar Hernandez in the outfield. You have Gurriel. That team is stacked with bats. And then they got some pitching. They got Hyun-Jin Ryu. They signed Kevin Gausman, and I believe Kirby Yates in the bullpen, if I remember correctly. So they got it with the pitching, with the offense on both sides, and I think they are absolutely going to go nuts this year in the American League. So give me them at the top of the division, 1st place in the AL East. Then in 2nd place, I will take the Tampa Bay Rays, solely based on the fact that they always surprise everyone. They have these guys that you don't think are going to be the best, and then they just perform. They got young talent with Wander Franco, Randy Arozarena, and Brandon Lau. There's so many guys there that are just going to step up. They're going to shock you. Glasnow is a good arm to have at the top of your rotation. That bullpen always seems to be able to do well for them, so give me them in 2nd place. Then in 3rd place, I have the Yankees. We know they got power in that lineup with Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, Joey Gallo. They added Josh Donaldson. And if their rotation can stay healthy, that can be pretty scary. Garrett Cole, he's one of the best. Then Luis Severino, like I said, if he stays healthy, Jameson Taillon, these are all solid guys to have in your rotation. And with that offense that is absolutely going to mash and be the Bronx Bombers, the pitching just has to step up. As an Angels fan, I know what that is. 4th place, I have the Red Sox. That lineup is great. Adding Trevor Story, amazing. And then you also have Xander Bogaerts, Rafael Devers. Definitely a great lineup. But I have them below the Yankees because I think the Yankees pitching is just a bit better. I feel like the Red Sox rotation is getting older and more guys are falling out of their prime. I still feel like Chris Sale will be dominant, but I'm just talking about the other guys behind him. When you think like Rich Hill, James Paxton, Michael Wacha, I don't know about that. And then in last place, I think it's pretty easy when it comes to this division, the Baltimore Orioles. Now moving to the National League, starting with the NL West, I think this one is the most obvious one. The Los Angeles Dodgers. That lineup is an all-star team. They did not need Freddie Freeman. I'm so mad as an Angels fan. Why?
Why'd you sign with them, Freddie?
Max Muncy, Trey Turner, Mookie Betts. It's unfair. And then I'll still see them being like,
oh, but we need pitching.
Walker Buehler, Julio Urias, Clayton Kershaw. I think they're fine. Don't tell an Angels fan you need pitching. 2nd place, I got the Giants. They added Carlos Rodon to the rotation, so that's a good arm to fit into there. They added Jock Peterson, a good lefty bat that'll probably be hitting a ton of bombs into McCovey Cove. Then in 3rd place, I got the Padres. Fernando Tatis, the wrist injury, gonna be out for a couple months. That is their best player, and they're not gonna have him to start the season. And we know they did not make many moves in this offseason, so that's another thing that I think is going to bite them going into this year. Then in 4th place, the Rockies, surprisingly adding bats like Chris Bryant, Randall Grichuk, but I don't think that is going to help them. They need pitching, and I don't think those bats are going to really take the load and take them higher in the division, so I got them in 4th place, and then Diamondbacks, 5th place. NL Central. 1st place, I have the Milwaukee Brewers. We know what the top of that rotation can do. Corbin Burns, Brandon Woodruff, Freddie Peralta, all stars last year, and I expect them still to be some of the best pitchers in the game, and they got a good lineup with Willy Adames. Yelich, I feel like, will bounce back. I do think they have one of the better bullpens in the National League. You got Devin Williams. You can bring in Josh Hader to close the door, and then right after them in 2nd place, I have the Cardinals. You got got that corners duo with Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado. Then you got some great veteran leadership back on this team. Albert Pujols returns home, and he will get to DH, which is a better situation for the Cardinals and Albert Pujols. Their pitchers, Dakota Hudson, Adam Wainwright, along with good young arms mixed into the rotation and the bullpen. I think the Cardinals will do good. Then we have the Cubs, who are shocking to me because they signed Marcus Stroman. They got Suzuki from Japan. And I'm like, dude, they just sold their team last year. Why are people going here? Either way, I don't think those signings will push them above the Cardinals or the Brewers. Right after that, I have the Reds, who look like they're trying to rebuild pretty hardcore. They sent away Winker and Suarez. They're trying to send away Castillo, but it looks like an injury might keep him there. Sonny Gray is gone. So besides Votto and Jonathan India, I don't see much going for this Reds team, and I don't see much going for the last place team either, Pittsburgh Pirates. NL East, I believe, will be won by the New York Mets. Talk about having an off season. You already got one of the best pitchers in baseball, probably the best pitcher in baseball, Jacob deGrom, and you add Max Scherzer as the number 2. That's crazy. And they also got the pitcher from the A's, whose name I'm blanking on right now. And you also had Taijuan Walker, who was solid last year. They added bats like Mark Canha, Eduardo Escobar, Starling Marte, combined with guys they already have like Francisco Lindor, JD Davis, Pete Alonso. That's going to be a good all-around team if you ask me. And I think they will be able to secure top of the division. Right behind them, who could also take it from them, it's going to be close in my opinion, is the Atlanta Braves. They lost Freddie Freeman, but they got Matt Olson, who is not a bad replacement. If their pitching can stay healthy all year, Max Fried, Ian Anderson, they should be good. They're young, they're good arms, and the bullpen, as long as it stays healthy as well, should also be able to help them. And right after them in third place, I have the Phillies, who went nuts adding bats like Nicholas Castellanos, Kyle Schwarber. You got Bryce Harper, who's already on the team, Rhys Hoskins, Gene Segura. That lineup, it's gonna hit. That defense, though, gonna be iffy. That rotation should be pretty good for them too. Aaron Nola, Zach Wheeler, Kyle Gibson, but I don't think those three are gonna be as good as what the Braves and Mets are bringing with their pitching. I had the Marlins in fourth place. They have good young pitching that is starting to get into the groove, like Edward Cabrera, Sixto Sanchez, starting to find their way, and they added some bats, so that's gonna help their offense. Jorge Soler. They also added Avisail Garcia in the offseason, so I definitely think this offense is gonna get a boost in Miami. And then we have last place. I had the Nationals, besides Steven Strasburg in the rotation and Juan Soto in the lineup. I don't really think they got much going on, so I have the Nationals sitting in fifth place. Now for the 2022 playoff predictions. I feel like these brackets and scenarios are changing every year. It is 12 teams this time, and I'm just going based off what I found from this article. So the 1 and 2 seeds from the American League and the National League will both get byes. That'll be based on the 2 best division winners. Let's start with the American League. The number 1 seed I have is the Toronto Blue Jays. I can't get over how stacked that lineup is and the potential it could reach, along with good pitching. That should be very scary. Number 2, I have the Astros. They've had good young pitchers from years before that are now becoming veterans and getting more equated to being in Major League Baseball. They have Justin Verlander back, and that lineup is still pretty solid. The 3 seed, which would have to play in this wild card round, I believe, I have is the Chicago White Sox, and they go up against the 6th seed, which for me would be the New York Yankees. This is only a 3-game series, so it's short, and I believe in this circumstance that the Yankees would take this in a sweep, 2-0. The White Sox have not proved to me that they can move on and get it done in the postseason based on the past. The Yankees, they got Garrett Cole for the first game. I think that is way above the Game 1 starter for the White Sox. And then with the offense combined, I think the Yankees move on to the DS. The 4 and 5 seeds, I have the Rays and the Mariners. And I think in this one, it would go the full 3 with the Mariners upsetting the Rays. I think the Mariners' bats have gotten much better. They added Robbie Ray, and I think the bullpen is going to do its job at the latter end of the season, and I think they will take it from the Rays. Then it says right here, the winners then advance to the divisional round as we've previously known it. No reseeding. The 1 seed will host the winner of the 4 and 5, and the 2 seed hosts the winner of the 3 and 6. So that means my 1 seed, the Toronto Blue Jays, would face the Mariners. And in this situation, I think the Blue Jays would win it 3-1. This is a 5-game series, by the way. I think throughout the whole rotation and bullpen, the Blue Jays have better pitching, and their bats are going to be very hard to stop. Besides Robbie Ray, after that, it kind of drops off. So I think the Blue Jays and their bats and their pitching overall are a better team, and I think they would beat them. That means I would have the Astros play the Yankees, and this one I think would go the full 5. I think they're very close in talent. The Astros, they do keep losing big bats each year. Verlander has returned, and their young pitchers have been good in previous years and are probably only getting better with more experience, but I do think the Yankees would take this. I think their bats would get to their pitching, and I think the Astros would choke, and I think the Yankees win in 5 games. That sets up my ALCS to be the Blue Jays versus the Yankees. Division rivals. I cannot get over how insane I think this Blue Jays team is going to be with all those bats in that lineup and the pitching being also very good. I think they're more complete than the Yankees. The Yankees are definitely going to score their runs. They're going to get those home runs. They're going to hit bombs. But at the end of the day, I think the pitching is going to save the Blue Jays. So give me the Blue Jays heading to the World Series. Now for the NL. My number 1 seed, I have the Dodgers. Obviously, I'm pretty sure everybody will. And my number 2 seed, I have the Mets. So they get the bye weeks. 3 seed, I have the Brewers taking on the 6 seed, which I think would be the Giants. The Brewers' top 3 in their rotation is absolutely insane. And in a short series like this, a 3-game series, you get to use all those 3. I think that is going to help them a ton. Bats are going to complement them. I think the Brewers will have this one easy against the Giants. We're really going to find out this year if last year was a fluke year for them. I still think they're going to get to the playoffs, but I don't think they will go far. I think the Brewers in that rotation are going to be the reason that they go down in this round. The Braves, who I have as the 4 seed, I think will play the Cardinals as the 5th seed, and I think we'll see something similar here. I like the Braves pitching. It's young, it is good, and they've already been in this spot. They get Ronald Acuna back. They may have lost Freddie, but they got Matt Olson, so that lineup is still just as strong. I think both sides, pitching and offense, they are better than the Cardinals, so I think they also sweep. That means my 1 seed, the Dodgers, would play the Braves, the 4 seed, and this should be a very good series, but the Dodgers every year, they just keep getting better and better, and I don't see how they could blow it this year. I honestly don't. The Dodgers are so stacked, and the Braves, they got a lot of good guys, but a lot of their heroes from last year are not with them anymore. They did lose Jorge Soler, the World Series MVP. Freddie Freeman is gone. Like I said, they have made those replacements, but I think the Dodgers are just too good to have the Braves take them down again, and I do think it will be a good series. I think it goes 5 games, but I think the Dodgers take it. That means the Mets, my 2 seed, would play the Brewers, my 3 seed, and I think these teams would have to duke it out. It would be a battle because of how good their pitching is. The Grom and Scherzer for the Mets, and that's just the top 2 guys. They still got pretty solid guys behind them. Woodruff, Burns, Peralta in Milwaukee. I think this will be a pitching duel every single game. And then it would come down to who has the better bats, and I think that's the Mets. From 1 to 9, I think they're a more talented lineup, and I think the Mets would go 5 games and win it. That would set up my NLCS to be the Dodgers taking on the Mets. They got great pitching over there in New York, but that lineup is almost unfair for the Dodgers. Great pitching can take you a long way, but it can only take you so far, especially when you're facing an all-star caliber lineup 1 through 9. And then you throw in the guys that they will have on the mound. It's not like they have nobody. They still got Walker. They still got Urias and Kershaw. That bullpen is also solid for them, and I think the Dodgers are basically a better overall team, and I think this is where the Mets would fall, and I think the Dodgers would do it in 6 games. Setting up the World Series to be Dodgers versus Blue Jays, both very stacked lineups, but the lineup the Dodgers have is so freaking good, and it is crazy how they just keep getting better and better. After they've already added all these guys, they just keep adding more guys. And then when it comes down to the pitching, I think the Dodgers have it in this one, and I think the Blue Jays are just not going to be able to keep up, and I think the Dodgers beat them, sweep them in the World Series. We're not done yet. Let me just quickly run who I think will win the major awards. American League MVP, I think Vlad Jr. will win it. He showed that he can be one of the best last year, and he said in spring training that last year was just a trailer for what's to come this year. American League Cy Young, I'm giving it to Garrett Cole. He has come so close many times, but he always is right behind somebody. I think this is the year he finally locks it up. National League MVP, I'm giving it to Ronald Acuna Jr. I don't know why, but I feel like there's a fire inside of him after he suffered that injury last year and was not able to play in the World Series. I think he's going to go absolutely nuts. NL Cy Young, I'm giving it to Max Scherzer. I think he just plays with so much determination, and pitching alongside Jacob deGrom, I think they're always going to want to out-duel each other, be better than one another, you know, raising the competition for each other, and I think Max Scherzer is going to prove that this year. American League Rookie of the Year, I'm giving it to Adley Rutschman. He has been talked about as one of the top prospects for years now, and I think he might finally see Major League action this year and play very well. National League Rookie of the Year, I'm giving it to Edward Cabrera. He has done good in the minor leagues. He definitely has stuff that could make him a top-level pitcher, and I think we are going to see that this year. Well, if you made it to the end of this video, Kleshka Crew, let me know down below who you think will win the World Series. I already know there's going to be a ton of people in the comments that are disagreeing with me, because that happens every time I do one of these videos, but it is just for fun, folks. Can we all just have some fun and enjoy the sport we all love? Those are my predictions for the standings, playoffs, and the awards. Enjoy your day. If you are not subscribed, I would really appreciate it if you would hit that subscribe button. Also, tell anybody you know that is not subscribed, your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, your best friend, your brother, your sister, your aunt, your uncle, to subscribe right here to Austin Kleshka if they haven't already. I got this. You got this. We all got this. Let's go baseball!